Have you been keeping up much with this season of South Park so far?
No, not really. Just like the headlines that you see about the article, or like the articles that kind of are generated from the jokes. I like it, but I mean that's exactly the point. It's like you just need to laugh at
Yep.
you need the small
Mhm.
wiener Trump screaming, "I'm gonna sue you." It's
Right,
got
right.
me. That
Yeah,
that was actually maybe more of a Mr. Garrison voice, but
I think they offer an especially good proof of the value of satire during fraught times. And I wasn't sure before the season began how they were going to try to approach this. And it's been such
yeah,
a delight to see them tackle it in such a bullheaded way. And I
yeah,
think that
and
they
yeah,
ran into a bit of a challenge when it came to the Charlie Kirk issue, especially with the flack that they did after covering it, the flack that they got after covering it the first time. And there was a few weeks where they weren't airing episodes at all, and people thought, "Oh no, did they get canceled?" And I just think that they had a hard time figuring out how to put their finger on the pulse of that complicated issue. And
yeah,
been nice to see them come back and deal with the whole Kimmel FCC issue.
yeah.
The way they tackled Brendan Carr was just hilarious.
Yeah. They are pretty good too, because I mean, I think Trey Parker and Matt Stone are kind of like libertarian, right? They're
Mhm.
like maybe even like slightly like right winging or right leaning in terms of like libertarian, like I guess dimension of the political chart. But it's nice when you see people like really react. Like a Drudge Report is another good example of like Drudge Report, spent like it's kind of like the news aggregator of the extreme right back in like the Tea Party days, right? But now Drudge is like pretty anti-Trump and like loves doing headlines that just make Trump look bad, like the bad job numbers and all these facts of him like getting screwed in court and stuff like that. And then I guess like one more example would be that guy Joe Walsh, the former Tea
Yeah.
Party Republican, who's now like a Democrat and like just constantly messaging about how his party has just like really lost the thread. And I don't know, it's nice when you see those examples, and that's kind of like the satire thing of like never shutting up. Is like you know small acts of courage, of just saying the truth, or not being afraid to tell your opinion, especially with someone like Joe Walsh that he's like kind of burning like his entire political career. He could have just grifted for the next, decades with all of this stuff, but he's putting his principles first. So it's nice when you see examples of people like not giving in, not shutting up, not cowering, not self-censoring. Like that's all pretty inspiring for me.
Yeah, even as someone who wasn't ever a huge fan of Kimmel myself, it was really a delight to see him come back on the air. Like when he was removed, it
Yeah.
really did seem like a flashpoint where democracy was eroding. And to see him come back on the air, it really felt like, maybe we do have a fighting chance. And watching Jon Stewart, Seth Meyers, Fallon still
Yeah.
continue to do their thing, it does make me feel as though there's still a fight left to fight.
Yeah. Do you think though, it's almost like I feel like that's almost a bad battle because one, like I think, I don't know if like broadcast TV like that is like it costs so much. Like I just feel like it's kind of on borrowed time. So it's nice we get these like little victories of like not like the government forcing them to like stop their talent from talking or being on like, television. But what do you think like long term about that? Like clearly, if like Stephen Colbert has a staff of like 200 people, right? He can't keep doing that forever, right? Especially when like us, like right now, not that we're that big, but theoretically we could have like our own show that has like no budget. I'm in a hotel room right now just talking to you guys over Wi-Fi,
I'm
right?
in a
So like,
box.
yeah, right, little box, yeah. But like
Yeah.
long term, like, I mean, it's almost like, like you're getting one bucket of water out of the sinking ship, and feeling good about yourself. But what do you think about that? Like the changing that, like, is it good for us that more and more of these voices and people will, probably go off and start their own thing, and these like giant behemoth dinosaur like media companies that probably can't be profitable against like AI or the kids in there like us, like just in our living rooms doing this? Is that good or bad that like so much of the legacy media is kind of losing money and losing clout and losing views, and we're becoming more like fractured as a media environment?
My thought when
That's kind of a
Colbert and
big point, but
My thought when
Answering.
Colbert got canceled and when Kimmel followed suit shortly afterwards was that these legacy medias are waning to the point where maybe they would have more promising careers on Substack or in the
right.
podcast sphere. So I even if they do get taken off the air, I haven't fully lost hope yet either. What were you gonna say, Peter?
Yeah.
I think